Welcome back to the Weird and Wonderful Introvert. Today I'm going to be replying to some of you guys' comments regarding, how my trip to Alberta has been going. Sorry, not how has it been going, but just how has it been in general, like being out there again, first time in 4 months. Sorry guys, I'm just like so freaking out of it, and I really don't know why I am so out of it today. I don't. Whew. So let's talk. First, we're gonna plug in my computer. I need to get these charged for work tomorrow. Okay, let's have this. Oh my goodness. Okay, this actually might be more of a pain than what I had thought. Okay. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. But I feel so out of it. So we have to go under the table. Because my cord does not want to. Oh my goodness, that was painful. Okay, back to it. Alrighty. So, so let's talk and let's apply to some of you guys' comments whilst I have 2 computers going and a phone. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Okay, what is going on? Oh my goodness. So, yes, let's just, talk about everything. I'm going to state one thing clear regarding this harassment. This has not been my first run of it. I'm not going to lie, I never thought in a million years I would have to run into it. I mean, I know everyone runs into it, but I was not, I guess you can say, just really just not, expecting this to happen in like 1,000 years. I don't think anyone expects to ever be harassed or stalked to an extent. Yeah, so the one question that I did get asked regarding it was, do I forgive, them after they have harassed me? Okay, what is going on? Whew, what is going on with me today? Oh my goodness, my phone does not want to stay. Nothing wants to work. So, no. At the time, I had multiple people just harassing me. Most of them, it was just out of fun, you know, just as a joke. However, though, there was 3, oh my goodness, there were, I want to say, 3 people that continued to harass me. They just continued time and day and day and day and day after day to harass me. The first one, I did forgive him because he did it as a joke. I did forgive him because he meant his apology and he stopped harassing me. You know, he stopped harassing me. He apologized and he meant what he had said and he had stopped harassing me. And, you know, so I did forgive him because he meant what he had said and he stopped doing it. Now, what about the other 2? Alrighty. So, the one person, I will be honest, I don't fully know. He harasses me, but he's kind of stopped to the point where it's like, I will say, time and time again, I will say no to him, and he respects that, and he eventually leaves me alone, or he just stops asking me. One of them, however, it's gotten to the point where I have felt admittedly extremely uncomfortable just between remarks that he has made towards me, things that he has said to me, and then also not even respect my boundaries after I have told him multiple times, like, no, like, you're not going to be in a video, so stop. And he continues and continues. And then also just making multiple comments about me, and I'm gonna be totally honest, sexual comments. Last Friday, he had made a comment towards me. Well, I mean, today that I'm filming this, it's April 27th. This video won't be up until like May 4th. He made sexual comments about me, and that was the last straw for me. Now, time and time again, he said, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry for, you know, saying what I had said, doing what I'm doing, and harassing you. But why have I not forgiven him? The reason why is because every single time he says sorry to me, he continues going on and on to harass me. He continues, he'll be like, I'm so sorry, and then the next day or next period, he will continue harassing me and just not leaving me alone. So to me, it's like, how can I accept your apology when you continue to, you know, you continue to just harass me? But I'm not gonna lie, this has led to, you know, fears that I have. I think in a world, you know, one of the things I've noticed is women are always a target, and you never know why. You're always like, why are women a target? And it's like, you don't know why, and it's sad that women have to be scared to go out because they're scared in a world now that it's like, oh, I'm gonna get attacked. And I'm not gonna lie, I have always been a very independent person. I have never been the type of person to, you know, be like, oh, you know, like, oh my goodness, I'm like petrified of everything. No, I've always been extremely independent. I was like, yeah, okay, someone's gonna come to me, but I'm not going to react. And I think that also just comes down to I grew up in an abusive environment. So you've already been kind of tested in a sense, and you've already been scared shitless one too many times. So at the same time, it's like, well, what more, you know, can I be scared of, right? But you know, ever since having 2 incidences with my subscribers, then on top of having 2 incidences with 2 of my subscribers, and then being harassed, you know, for the first 2 months, I ignored it. I was like, if I ignore it, you know, it's gonna go away. And it didn't. And I will admit, I do have fears now sometimes, where now I am extremely over paranoid. I am very thankful that when I did start my YouTube, I've always been passionate in being a content creator, but once I fully started it, I'm thankful that I still have common sense in me to keep aspects of my life that are private. Like, you know, I don't share. I should, like, you guys have seen, like, you guys know I live in Canada, you guys know the province I live in, but I don't share if I live in a city or a town or what the name is. I don't share my age. I don't share that because I still want to keep part of that to me. Obviously, you guys do know my name, and believe it or not, I wasn't ever going to tell you guys my name. So at some of my older videos, you guys would either hear me say Victoria or Vanessa. I didn't really have a choice. I kind of had to come out and say this was my name because you guys started to catch on. But I'm really thankful to still have that sense of me intact where I can still keep a part of my life private away from the public eye. And I'm very thankful that I do have the social media, what is it? The social media. No, I'm thankful that I can be smart when it comes to that kind of thing, and I can be like, you know, this is dangerous, this is smart. Compared to some people, they can, like, it's either they can identify what's right or wrong when it comes to putting their life, you know, publicly, and some people being like, oh, I do know the difference, I'm gonna do it regardless, and some people that don't know it. And I'm very thankful to have that thing intact with me, where it's like, I know the differences between right and wrong, I know what to keep private and what not to keep private. And I think social media is just one of those things that is very dangerous, where you've got to be extremely careful with what you show. That's why one of the things you guys will notice in a lot of my videos, I don't film outside of my house. I don't film out in public. I try not to, and if I do film out in public, the camera is basically, you guys just see my whole face, pretty much. Video, I was at work, but you guys only saw my face. And in general, I just don't feel comfortable filming in public. I'm kind of scared to get in shit by a kid. I don't film outside a lot of the times, so you guys can't see where I live because that's just inviting danger into my life. I'm also thinking of the future, right? Like, if I were to have future kids, the more you guys know about me, ideally, the more endangered my family and friends and future kids would, you know, be in. As if I tell you guys less about it, the less you guys know, and the less it endangers my family and my friends and, you know, my future spouse and my future kids and all that. I think that also just comes down to I'm a very forward-thinking person. So, and that's why a lot of the times I don't really film downstairs a lot, because in case if you guys are able to see through the blinds or windows, another reason why I don't film downstairs is my dad's usually downstairs. And the way, like, the things that people do with social media now, just, people will literally be like, oh, I hear a voice in the background, I'm gonna go and basically edit this video for her, only focus on the male's voice and set this whole conspiracy theory. And just like, what the hell? Or why I always film in my room. I also don't usually film near windows, so you guys can't pick up on anything that's around me. I am very thankful that I'm still doing that, because I do, and I'm not gonna lie, with the people that have been harassing me, there are times where I am kind of scared to go on night walks, because I'm scared to be in public by myself, not only because I'm a woman, but because it's like, are they gonna come up to me in public and start harassing me? Because the thing with social media is you don't have to share your location. You don't have to tell people your location. But the thing is the people that have been harassing me, A, they can find out my current location and they know where I live. They harass me in my everyday life, right? So, you know, it does leave me a little bit scared. Like, it's like other things I'm scared of. It's like, you know, I always, now, like, when I get home from work and when I go on my night walks, I'm like, I have like this, it's like I'm always looking behind me to make sure that no one's following me, or not even following me, but just like coming to my door. Like last night I was like, I just had a sense that someone was following me. Now luckily I have the smarts to, you know, if I have the smarts to know, like, hey, I feel like someone's following me, this is what I need to do to make sure that I am safe. And stuff. And I'm thankful that I do have those smarts. So yeah, but I am, like, you know, it definitely, when you do get harassed and stalked, or any of those, harassment can lead into stalking, and it's like, what are they gonna do next? Because yeah, they might be innocent little kids, but you never know, you know. After dealing with abusers, you know, it makes you realize, at least it's made me realize, that there's always, every person in a sense is wearing a mask. You know, they're showing what they're showing you at the beginning is just their mask. If they put on this mask of, I'm so innocent, I'm so sweet, I'm so charismatic, I am so nice, I'm gonna do nothing to you, and then they take off that mask and it's this whole different person. And it's like, you know, it's like, where'd you come from? And I'm very thankful to be able to recognize that. And I think that's why when it comes for me making friends, I'm extremely cautious about that. And when I get a bad sense of feeling about someone, I immediately listen to my gut. And it saved me in multiple ways. And stuff. And it's not that, you know, it's not that I don't want to make friends, but, you know, you're just very cautious about things, and it's a cycle that will be very hard to get out of. But let's now talk about, you know, my comments on this video. So, what? Hold on, guys. What's going on? Let's go ahead and talk about the videos. One thing I did want to address is that I did not really film in Alberta for a lot of reasons. One, my family's not comfortable with me doing YouTube. They wanted to take it away from me for the longest time. Two, I was an emotional roller coaster. Missed you. How is your anxiety being there, and how is it now that you are back? Glad you're back, my friend. My anxiety, I would say, it definitely was medium, but I definitely had better coping mechanisms and strategies to cope with my OCD and anxiety. So when I felt like my anxiety and OCD was coming on, I had coping strategies to divert myself away from that. So it was okay. I think the first 2 days of being back in Alberta, because I was back in that abusive environment, was probably the hardest. in my life. It was really, it was hard. Yeah, it was hard. I wanted to see my psychologist in person when I come down, and not even thinking of how, like, this visit would impact me. And I am so thankful that I did that, because I needed her. Being the first day was the, sorry guys, being there the first day was the toughest thing I have ever had to do. I got to the airport, I was happy tears, I said hi, I was so excited to see my sisters. The moment we had pulled up to the driveway, I had just broke down in tears, because everything is coming back to me in flashbacks. Like, this is where one of my abusers would kick and punch me and throw me to the ground, and even just going up to the driveway was bringing back so many memories. I went downstairs. And it was the last 2 steps, and I broke down in tears. Sorry. I was sobbing, because all these flashbacks of what my abusers would do to me, from pinning me on the wall, and it was like as if I was standing right there. It's like I could feel him touching me and her touching me, and them, it's like I could feel them grabbing me and pinning me against that wall. It's like I could feel myself, trying to get them away from me and pushing them off of me. It's like I could feel it. It's like I was standing there just watching them do this to me, and I could feel it, and I could feel them touching me. Oh, I'm even getting shivers right now. My sister is now in my room, and I'm in my sister's old room, and I went into a room, and her old room, and I just started waking down, because they used to be my sister's old room, and that's where my abuser would go to put her to bed. I need a minute. Okay. So, there we go. It's even still tough for me to talk about it now. What was your, hey, you made it back. Something tells me everything's really good. Well, at least I hope it did. You seem happy and probably relieved to be back with your dad. Good to see you again. I felt so relieved back to be in Ontario. It just felt like another burden was just lifted off my shoulders. It just felt like I had faced this challenge, and now I can, in a sense, start to be free from the demons and start to live a better life and start to be free from them. It went okay. My brothers, I don't think were keen on me being there. My youngest brother, he was very negative about me being there the whole time, just very negative. He had nothing nice to say, like, can we take her back? Can she go back home? Just very negative things to say. With my oldest brother, it's hard because he's like a rock. He doesn't tell you or show his emotions, but the way he acts is like, okay, that's how you feel about me. And so they didn't react well to seeing me. My family reacted very well to seeing me. My sisters reacted very well to seeing me. My mom I think she was happy with seeing me. And yeah, we did have a few arguments, but we were able to get through them without anything massive happening. What was your favorite moment, memory of the trip? Probably getting to drive a car and being back with the mountains and just being back with my family is probably my favorite memory. What did you learn that you didn't know before? One thing that I learned was how to stay calm, and, you know, when there were situations and when there was a lot of stimulation, I learned how to stay calm, and I also just learned better coping strategies for, when situations arise. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So, yeah, though, that's it. You guys can imagine you guys can definitely imagine that it was very tough. I think I'm also just very proud of myself with how strong I was. So, yeah. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much. Bye. I'll see you guys next week.